folks, Captain Mike here from Hogy Lure Company. And for today's Hogy how-to, we're going to talk about finicky stripers keyed in on very small, slow-moving bait on the surface. Now the challenge on this particular shoot for Salty Cave TV was targeting these fish in high wind situations with a bait that I could cast long distances, fish slowly at or just below the surface. And for me, in my opinion, in that situation, it calls for a topwater plug that I love so much, the Hogy Charter Grade Surface Eraser. The fish on this particular day were very finicky. We had a couple problems. One, the stripers in the area were very boat shy. Now, I don't know if they were afraid if it was the striped bass impacted by the boat or if it was the bait that they were preying on was impacted by the boat, but either way, we cannot get close to these fish. And number two, they wanted a very slow, as small as you could get it, deliberate presentation, and you need to get to them from afar. Now, we tried metal jigs and epoxy jigs, to get the range, but those lures would sink too fast. We tried soft baits for a finesse approach, and while soft baits worked well in that situation, we just couldn't get the range. So we reverse engineered the situation into this Hogy Charter Grade Surface Eraser, which in my opinion fishes a lot like a soft bait, but has the casting distance of a jig and the durability of a plug. Now this is the same outfit we used in the shoot, so I'm going to walk you from the lure all the way back to the reel. So here's why this lure is such a great small bait imitator. Now you can see its long, slender, narrow silhouette, so it doesn't take much imagination to understand how this could look like a silverside or a sand eel or any small, slender bait fish for that matter. But it does have some weight mechanism in the bait. It's towards the aft end, rounded, bulbous portion of the lure. Now when you cast, this teardrop shape is going to turn the plug and give you a very long, very accurate cast. But other than the weight in the tail end of this bait, this lure is hollow. So it has a low density. So that's going to allow you to fish it slow at or just below the surface. Certainly you can fish it fast. There's a number of different ways you can fish this. But in today's case, slow, steady retrieve just below the surface was the name of the game. Now the way I really like to describe the Hogy Surface Eraser is it's got the casting distance of a jig, the durability of a plug, and the fishability of a soft bait. You can fish it fast on the surface, slow and low as a twitchy bait, reel it like a slow stick bait through the water. You can just make this bait come alive in so many different ways. Now, that's the lure. The leader, we went very light with our fluoro on this particular shoot. In this case, I think we went down as light as 12-pound test fluoro, and that's connected to our Hogy system inshore 7-foot medium power action. It's a very light rod, fairly parabolic action, and this outfit's balanced with a 4000 class Daiwa reel loaded with 30-pound test braid. Now let's take a look on the retrieve for this lure. Kind of hard to do on the boat, so we're going to take it to the tape. So let's try talking about technique again today. So we walked up to another school of fish. We see the birds. Now the name of the game today is a slow retrieve. So I'm going to fire this lure out, send it right in. I'm going to stop the line before the lure hits in the water. It's a slow, steady retrieve. Call this the needlefish retrieve. It's just slow and steady in that tear-shaped physique to the surface eraser is going to create just a real subtle wobble. And I'm just going to let that slowly wobble and skim through the surface. Maybe every once in a while I'll do a little pop with the rod tip like that, but just slow and steady. And I had a bump before. Now these fish are, you know, slurping the lure. I think they're keyed in on really small, teeny little baits. Can't quite get a read on what exactly it is they're eating, but I know this. They want it slow. And again, I call it the needlefish retrieve. It's slow and steady. Just send it right in there. You stop it before the lure lands. And that's to make sure you don't get a lot of extra line on the far end of the cast. And it's a direct connection to the lure. So the approach today was the walk and gun approach. The reason why I like the walk and gun approach is you're already set in motion, and if a school of fish pops up near you, you're already in gear and in motion, and it's easy to vector over to it without a big loud fish disturbing surge in the water. Now, one point I'd like to mention is our goal today was to get upwind, so we can get the wind behind us to leverage any angle we can get in terms of casting distance. Now we cracked the code today with a lightweight, long distance casting, fishing lure, light tackle outfit that can reach long distances, a captain who knows what he's doing, positioning us on those fish again, walk the gun, upwind, long casts, slow, steady, subtle retrieves. It was a great day.